Rider is a new troop coming to Town Hall 15. Within the level 17 barrack, you will unlock the Root Rider for 16 million elixir and a 14-day build time. You'll also be able to upgrade your Root Rider to level 2 at Town Hall 15 and level 3 at Town Hall 16 within the lab. In comparison to other troops in terms of stats, she has nearly the same HP as an Electro Titan, while dealing more damage than that Electro Titan. However, she only costs 20 housing space, which is 12 less than an Electro Titan, but also goes for defenses instead of anything. Unlike all other troops though, she doesn't necessarily need to deal with walls. She can just break right through it, and she's a solid tank. She can deal over 10,000 damage to walls, rendering them completely useless, which gives your troops and or heroes a way to enter into the base easily without using super wall breakers. Essentially, she is a wall wrecker in troop form, being able to cut down walls of any level in just a couple seconds to clear a way for her to get in to those defenses. You could pair this troop with the queen or both the king and the queen to get into a base, and due to this utility, bringing in freeze or skeleton spells to stop a single inferno or monolith can really help her get the most value, and you could easily take advantage of a majority of her power. While her ability is great, she can be easily stopped by having defenses on the outside. Things such as a Tesla farm can shut her down and prevents her from opening walls and gaining value for your attack. The main advantage of using the Root Rider is that she acts like two troops in one, a tank like the Golem and a wall breaker like the Super Wall Breaker. She can also pair with a lot of different troops, Electro Titans especially. Since Electro Titans do very poor damage to walls, this troop single-handedly fixes that issue. You can pair them really well together, you can get rid of skeleton traps with ease, and you have pretty much a double tank option that's really difficult to stop, and you can easily plow through walls. Super Bowlers are another one that benefit from this troop as they open walls, and Super Bowlers want just easy movement through. They don't want to wait to attack a wall, so this is a really good option for them. Other possibilities such as Super Giants, Yetis, and yes, even Valkyries are all incredibly good options that pair with either one or two of these or even more of them. Personally, one of my favorite combos is using the Root Rider in the Super Barch, as you can basically use the Super Barbarians to support your entire attack and clean up, while the Root Riders can act as a wall breaker, so now you don't even need super wall breakers, and they act as a tank, which is incredibly nice when you don't have the Grand Warden as you work yourself around. As for defense, she's really nothing special. She's basically like having a Golem or a Lava Hound in the CC, except she really doesn't do anything other than just waste your time. So other than this, there's no real use case to using her in the defensive clan castle. I would just use her in your offensive CC or even in your own attacks, since I really wouldn't worry about her on defense at all. Now let's take a look at a couple armies that you can use with the Root Rider, one of which being Super Bowlers. You can use a Super Minion Blimp instead of using a Warden Walk or a Recall Queen Charge with this. Typically though, if you're using the Super Minion Blimp, you want to try and get the Town Hall down. So typically on these box style designs, they have a more offset Town Hall. So using the clone and the invisibilities to basically just turn your super minions invisible and get a lot of damage around the base and around that area is really important. Clearing the town hall, clearing an expo, getting some good value. This expands, you can expand on the funnel from this as the super minions and clone super minions do clear other buildings with the barbarians and maybe even a baby dragon. You'll use your barbarian king and the fox on the other side while you have an ice golem to start working in with your Root Riders, and when they start to open the base, when they start to open the walls, send in your archer queen, warden, and the Super Bowlers as you work yourself in. It's a very easy way to start pushing into the base, using a rage early on to really help the Super Bowlers and the Root Riders, alongside using a Grand Warden ability for everything. This provides a lot of synergy, and even having the King's ability in that core is really going to help. The rage spells will make quick work of the core with the super bowlers, making it very, very easy to get a large amount of the base down. You can even bring the ability to have these super bowlers just smash through, taking down defenses under rage really does help. The back end is using that royal champion, especially if you're going into a monolith, which can be a pretty hefty defense. So clearing through that section really will give you enough momentum as you drive through the rest of the base. You just really want to make sure that the core is completely gutted, which will give your back end royal champion the ability to get some sort of value. Even if you do lose Diggy, you'll be completely fine, since you'll more than likely will still have your Seeking Shield to clear through other defenses, including something like the Ricochet Cannon. Other than this, you have enough power and flexibility with the use of the Root Rider, and your Super Bowlers can just smash through where some of your heroes can stay up. And as long as you have some cleanup troops, you will get a 3-star with this army, so I'd recommend trying this when the update drops. Attacks like Electro Titans work very well with the Root Rider, so using a super minion blimp to go for a lot of value is really what you want to do. The super minion blimp is very, very good at Town Hall 16. I really wouldn't underestimate it. It is going to be very good and pairs really well in terms of creating a funnel for the Root Riders to start moving yourself in, especially clearing out the Town Hall and just getting other defenses around that area down, which really gives you a lot of flexibility with this type of attack, where you can get a little bit more of the cleanup, or at least a little bit more of the funnel set up before you actually send in your Electro Titans. So just being sure to create a part of the funnel is always going to be super important. This is why you use those super barbarians in order to clear out some of those buildings. You then want to use, of course, an Ice Golem to tank, and then using your Root Riders to smash through, going into stuff like maybe a Scatter Shot or even the Multi-Archer Tower and the Electro Titans moving in. You should always bring the Headhunters to deal with any enemy heroes, but as you work yourself in, you just want to make sure that you are controlling the Titans and the Root Riders as they work themselves into the base, opening walls for your Archer Queen and other troops, maybe even the Barbarian King as well. Being able to use an early Grand Warden ability or a Grand Warden ability in the core to protect everything is exactly what you want. With that Royal Champion on the side, you can easily get a lot of value from her, clearing out defenses and continuing to push her way through. Other than this, you just have a lot of movement through with the Super Barbarians being able to clear out defenses while they're distracted. And of course, you've also got any leftover spells like Invisibility, which can pair really well and sometimes can actually make the defenses retarget onto your other heroes, being a very, very good way. As you just continue to work yourself around, having the Fox on the King is very good, as it just keeps him alive, which can always be incredibly good. Having any abilities towards the end, especially dealing with a Ricochet Cannon, it can really help. This strategy is a very, very good option in comparison to different ones, and using the Root Rider to help the Electro Titans get in can synergize really well. But let me know what you think of the new Root Rider. Is it OP, or do you think it's kind of weak? Of course, be sure to tune in for tomorrow's sneak peek. It's going to be a big one. You will not want to miss it.